Finland's winter war lasted 105 days. Your war has lasted 10 times longer. We understand what you're going through. We will support you for as long as it takes. We support you because it is morally right. We support you because you're fighting for your independence. But we also support you because you're fighting for Europe's security. We support you because you're fighting for your independence. But we also support you because you're fighting for Europe's security.
Finland, they are in support of Biafra. Otherwise, they wouldn't allow Biafra to declare their nation in their land. Finland also fought for their own freedom. They can never be against what they have been into one time, in their lifetime. So whatever they are doing now is to clear EPA. And the only way to clear EPA is to bring him to a point of scrutiny, where they scrutinize him and they will prove to the world that they have scrutinized this young man and they have found out that he's not doing anything evil. That is where they are. So Nigeria is losing out, because at the end of the day, they won't find anything evil against.
I don't think that's a new news to us that our country, Nigerians, have lost in the case of Simanepa, because till date, they are yet to provide a concrete evidence that Simanepa is the one financing terrorism in Nigeria, because they've been told by Finnish government that they should provide evidence. Till today, they are yet to provide that evidence. That means they have all lost in this issue of Simanepa financing security in Nigeria. Meanwhile, someone came out publicly. When I mean someone, I mean a man called Dokuba Asari came out publicly and said that his men are the ones causing insecurity in Nigeria. Dokuba Asari came out publicly to make that his men are the ones financing security in Nigeria. But the government will turn blind eyes because it's Dokuba Asari, because they have a plan, or let's say they have an agreement with Dokuba Asari. I don't know the kind of agreement they had with Dokuba Asari. That a man can publicly say that he's the one that is financing terrorism in Nigeria, in Southeast, because that his men have actually destroyed the whole ESN camp in the Southeast. That means his men are working with Nigerian government to destroy Southeast. Let me like us to hear it from his words. I'm not like it's as if I'm one saying it, but let me like us to hear it, and then I like us to hear the rest of the videos where some Finnish government are saying that they are support of Biafra situation, and then they back us up. Don't forget that the US is also support of Biafra. To tell the people that support of Biafra, for Nigerian government to let Nangani go now, because if those external bodies start reacting, it's going to be huge on Nigerian government. Let me guys watch here to go after it first, and then you can hear the rest of the video, and then I will see you guys maybe at the end of the video. Stay tuned, guys.
I want to use this opportunity to talk about some questions and some issues going on online. People are asking, people are saying that EPA is arrested. In fact, somebody wrote me and said I should make a comment about EPA. I've told you, there is no way Finland will want to support something like Biafra without clearing themselves and making themselves to be cleared. I told you that Finland is trying to prove a point. And what point are they trying to prove? That they are not supporting anything evil, but they are not equally against anybody fighting for his freedom. Finland can never be against anyone fighting for his freedom. We know, Nigerians know, everybody know that EPA is not a terrorist. EPA is only fighting for Biafra. It is very, very clear. And whatever Finland is doing right now is to come to a point where they will align with EPA's vision, so that it will be popularly known that these people are not supporting anything evil, rather they are supporting a good cause. So it is a reasonable thing to do. It is a reasonable thing to cross-check. It is a reasonable thing to find out, do what they're supposed to do in order to to stand on the right side, so that anywhere they go, they won't be robbed into something that is that will mess up their integrity as a nation. So whatever they are doing now is to bring EPA to a point where it will be clear that EPA is fighting for a just cause. So everything that is happening on cause. It's not something that is happening. You cannot say you don't understand what I'm trying to say. Finland, they are in support of Biafra. Otherwise, they wouldn't allow Biafra to declare their nation in their land. Finland also fought for their own freedom. They can never be against what they have been into one time, in their lifetime. So whatever they are doing now is to clear EPA. And the only way to clear EPA is to bring him to a point of scrutiny, where they scrutinize him and they will prove to the world that they have scrutinized this young man and they have found out that he's not doing anything evil. That is where they are. So Nigeria is losing out, because at the end of the day, they won't find anything evil against him. Remember that ICC, remember that UN have written to Nigeria to release Nnamdi Kanu. Why? Because they know that Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist, rather he was fighting for freedom. And EPA is also in the shoe of Nnamdi Kanu. So there is no way you expect, Finland to prosecute him and send him to jail for nothing. Remember, this is not the first time Finland have picked interest in EPA's matter. So at the end of the day, they are working. It is going to be for good. So wherever you are, never it's just like a man who is fighting for something that he believes that is going to advance his life. You're going to face challenges, but at the end of the day, you will win if you are determined. So we are determined, we are resolute. Now, about the change of government, the people that were dropped and other people were picked, it's not a new thing because it has already been, EPA has said it that after the convention, they are going to step down some people and pick other people. Now, there are weaklings. It's not everything I'm going to say. There are weaklings. There are people who are easily bought over. But at the end of the day, they are sure that whatever they are doing it for the actualization of Biafra. And hear me, I repeat what I have said. Biafra must come, and it's not going to be far from now. Keep your feet high. Keep your hope high. What my advice for my Yoruba brethren and for my Hausa brothers is to fight for their own nation. Break away from Nigeria. Nigeria has become a disease because it's a United Kingdom company. Let's break away from this so that we can work and build our nations to become what we expect it to be. Thank you. Share this video, comment on this video, and let this video go viral so that everyone will be encouraged. We need Biafrans to be encouraged. This is a time to stand strong. Somebody asked me when. I told him, it's just like asking the children of Israel, when are you going to be liberated from the Egyptians? So we don't know the time, but we will walk until we will meet the time. Thank you, and remember.
To be speaking about Nigeria in Lahti, Finland. Only very recently did I have a chance to meet and to speak with your ministers and discuss your cause. And I'm very glad that Michael Rubin spoke to all of you. I have great respect for him, and he writes about liberty and freedom around the world regularly in Washington. I have visited Nigeria and have been incredibly impressed at the people that I have met. As I traveled across Nigeria, I found people who were entrepreneurial, who worked extraordinarily hard, who were people of faith, people who cared for their families, and people with extraordinary potential. Yet I found that they suffered under a government that did not live up to its responsibilities to protect them and to protect those opportunities for them, and a government that in many cases seemed to be working against them instead of for them. Now, Nigeria, as anyone who looks at would recognize, is extraordinarily important, not only for Africa, but to the world. It has the largest population and economy in Africa. Africa itself is a continent of extraordinary potential. A growing population when most of the rest of the world, including America, have declining populations. But we see vibrancy and growth in Africa. And Nigeria has so much to offer, not only, to Africans, but also to Americans and to people around the world. I have occasionally gotten into a taxi cab to go to the airport, and my driver, it turns out, came from Africa. And we will discuss where he or she came from and what their home was like. And what I am particularly concerned about, like Michael Rubin, is concerned about human rights, about religious liberty, about economic opportunity, all of which are fundamental for human people everywhere on earth. And despite problems in my country, and as all of you recognize, all countries have some problems, and I accept with my own as well, the United States has done generally pretty good at trying to protect those opportunities and those liberties, which is why we've drawn people from Nigeria to America. But you shouldn't have to leave your country to have those opportunities.
man publicly came out and said that he's the one financing insecurity in Nigeria. But our government will not do anything about it because why? They have an agreement with the person. The same man that said that they are threatening the military men that he will gun down any helicopter that set in his house. But if a man citizen like us now speaks against the military or the government, they will all come for you, they arrest you and keep in detention till God knows when. But here's a man that publicly come out and say that he's the one financing terrorism in Nigeria, but the government are here to do a dime. Arrest him? No. Do anything? No. But they were busy arresting innocent souls on the street because they think they have power to do that. So this video I bid you guys to enjoy, and don't forget to always tell your video in the comment section. Like I said, IPOP or Igbos or Biafra or anything, they are not the ones sponsoring insecurities in Nigeria. They are not the one causing it, because why is that? On this same channel, I posted a video where some list of people that are involved in insecurity in Nigeria in Southeast were listed. Igbos were not there. Dokuba Asade have come out to expose himself, and then the government has still blaming the IPOP and some that is in Finland that have done nothing but want his freedom of his people. The same thing, same cause Nankan is fighting for. But this is video about you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and yes, share to your friends to do the same. I will see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned, guys.